Hello everyone, I'm Pinkalet Pathanapipat, or you can call me Ale, and I will be your interviewer for this module. I would like to say that I am so excited to be interviewing you guys, and so because this is no normal interview, we are going to be decoding the roots of disputes today. And before we start, can you give us a brief introduction of yourself? Starting with Ms. Alfreda.
Hi, thanks for having all of us. So, I'm Afrida Mohideen and I'm a Sri Lankan, presently working in Sarasa Zikra School as a science key teacher, and by faith, I'm a Muslim.
Kumusta and mabuhay, I am Ms. Jorlyn Kirante and I am from the Philippines, and by faith I am a Roman Catholic, and currently I am teaching social studies in year 11 and year 12.
Namaste, I'm Ketaki and I'm from India. By faith I'm a Hindu and I'm teacher of business studies and key teacher for English, and I teach GAC and bilingual.
Okay.
Herkese merhabalar. My name is Kadir. I teach English for year 10, 11, 12 and extra English for year 12. I am Turkish and Muslim.
Alright, I'm so excited. Okay, now, so as you know, there are many conflicts that are happening around the world, especially through religious and cultural disputes. And so, for moving on to the first question, have you ever experienced or witnessed a conflict that arose from cultural or religious differences? If so, what happened? Starting with Miss Alfreda.
In terms of conflict, right? So, this is a very sensitive question. So, anyone who sees me will know I'm a Muslim because of my hijab. So, personally, I come from a country that has 70% of Buddhism. So Sri Lankans are, the Muslims, rather, we are a minority. So yes, in the past we had a civil war because of different ethnicity in Sri Lanka. We had a 30-year war because of these differences in ethnicity. That is in terms of a bigger conflict. But in a personal life, yes, I've had been subjected to racism because of the headscarf and because what the media portrays about Muslims. So because of negligence, how I have been viewed. But I think on a positive note, it is changing because people are now educated and they are more, able to understand in a larger perspective. So yes, it's a positive sign in terms of that.
Okay. Now, Ms. Jorlyn.
Okay, I would like to say statistically, majority or the dominant religion in my country is Christian, and there are different denominations. So when it comes to religious conflict, probably it's more of it between these denominations, not really with other religions outside Christians, because in my background, we were really fostered to really go for interfaith dialogues, things like that. And coming from the south part of the Philippines, we always call the other religions as our brothers and sisters. So the only conflict that I got to encounter is just within the denominations itself, like Catholic and other Christian denominations. But witnessing cultural conflicts, fortunately I haven't experienced that, but I have witnessed between my colleagues in a professional setting. It's more of like just miscommunication. One is more direct, the other one was indirect, though that created that kind of tension between them. So that's it.
Okay, now what about you, Ms. Ketaki?
Personally, I have not come across any conflict because of culture and tradition. But yes, because we go around, we see the world at like you're at workplace or in my personal life. Yes, I have seen certain conflicts, and that is majorly because of miscommunication and lack of knowledge.
Yeah.
So I think that's it for now.
And on a personal level, the only problem I had would be the custom in airports. They tend to give me slightly more difficult time than if I'm visiting a Christian country. But on a bigger scale, I would say the cultural disputes, I would say the Turkish people in my home country would be the Turkish people and the Kurdish people. It's just an ever-ending dispute.
Oh, so many diverse answers. And now moving on to the second question. In your daily life, how often do you interact with those from different cultures or religious backgrounds? And how do these interactions typically go? Mr. Kadir?
Oh, I do interact with different people with different religion and different backgrounds, of course. And here in the school in ECTRA, the teachers and the backgrounds are ever changing. Like we don't have so few, I believe, like two teachers from the same country, like exactly the same cultural background or exactly the same language. So when we interact with each other, we're always so curious about our religion, our regions, our cultures, and it's like shopping. You know, I give a piece of information to my colleague, and they give me a piece of information, and at the end, everyone leaves quite content.
Oh yeah, that's true too. What about you, Miss Kataki?
Yeah, first of all, I come from India. India is full of different languages, different cultures, different traditions, caste and religions. So in a way, when we grow up, right, as an Indian, I'm already conditioned to be with different kind of people, with different diversities, right? And then coming back to Thailand, and especially at my workplace, I get to talk, I get to interact with so many of my colleagues who are from different backgrounds, and it just makes our conversations wonderful, informative, and yeah, we talk a lot about different things, different perspectives.
Okay, what about you, Miss Geraldine?
Okay, locally before I came in Thailand, I mean, it's the same thing with Miss Kitaki. We also have different languages or dialects. No? And then that itself, there is a cultural diversity in our country alone. Even religion, even if we have the majority is Christian, we also have some percentage of other religions. So I am also oriented with this kind of situation. While when I came in 2019, this became more bigger. Like you know, I have realized more that there's more differences, and now. For 5 years, I frequently encounter different kind of people in and out, especially in professional setting. And at the same time, I'm living in a country totally different from mine. So it's a big learning for me. And they typically go positive because it starts within you. They're expected from someone, but you should start.
Yes.
Yeah, so positive, active listening, and respect.
Initiative.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I noticed that if you grew up in like a positive background, you most likely have like an open-minded mindset that you will be willing to open your hearts and accept others as well. And so I would like to ask for the third question. As you all know, there are many conflicts that are led by cultural misunderstandings, which is why people see it as a wrongdoing to, talk about these sensitive topics. And so personally, how comfortable are you to discuss your beliefs or cultures with people who have different backgrounds? Why or why not? Okay, anyone can answer.
Okay, should I go first?
Yeah.
What I feel, as we already know, right, this talking about culture and tradition is a sensitive topic.
Yes.
Yes. So, from my perspective, I feel it is very important that when I have a conversation with anyone on this topic, I should have a good bond with them. I should have a trust, and there should be a sense of friendship.
Yeah.
That the person is not going to judge me. Yeah. So I think that is very important, and I thoroughly enjoy talking about culture, religion, traditions with individuals whom I trust and I have extremely great bond.
Oh, okay.
I like to add on what Ms. Ketaki said, because the respect. So for me personally, this Sarasa Sector School is the first organization that I'm working in Thailand, and before that I was a scholar, and as a Islam, a hijabi, I was offered the scholarship, and also I'm given a job and employment to work in Sarasa Sector School despite my hijab. So I feel that I have been accepted despite my attire. I've been offered the job what I could offer to the school and for my students. So I really love what Ms. Ketaki said is about the respect and acceptance despite our diversity, despite our religion or culture. That is something beautiful.
Wow.
And I think we are leading towards a very positive direction.
That was very inspiring. What would you say, Mr. Kadir?
People fear of unknown. We
Yeah,
create darkness
that's
because we don't know what is hidden there.
Yes.
So if we do not understand the different backgrounds, if we do not understand where people are coming from, then of course we will feel a bit frustrated in front of them.
That's true.
We will feel even we will be scared of it. So I believe we will be clear and in communication so that we can understand each other better, and of course we can be united at the end. Yeah.
Lastly, Miss Geraldine.
Oh, I would just like to add what they mentioned. When you ask me like if I am comfortable, the point is when someone is comfortable, that means that someone is open-minded. They're ready,
Yeah.
and they are ready to learn new things. And for me, I'm always comfortable because I'm ready to talk to them. I am curious. I want to learn. That's what we are talking about, educating, right? So I want to self-educate myself by talking to these people, but somehow I would agree with Ms. Ketaki that it's a two-way process. You also have to check the other person. Yeah, so it has, the intention should be clearly communicated. What is that dialogue that you want to establish? So you have to also be careful in the execution. Although the means although the end is positive, but you have to make sure that the process is communicated. Yeah, it's a two-way process.
So it really depends. It depends. Like we need two factors: is the listener and the speaker.
Yes.
So both sides have to agree with each other to open up and talk about like new things together. Okay. We have two more questions left. Number 4 is this. I'm so sorry. Okay, number 4 is this issue is very common in daily life, right? And so it is very easy to have misunderstandings between people. In your opinion, what do you think is the main reason why people from different cultures or religions might have conflicts? Okay, Miss Kataki?
First, I feel is language barrier. Okay, we are not we don't know different languages, or we sometimes a pitch or certain words, certain expressions, even non-communication, non-verbal things, certain expressions may not be okay in different cultures and traditions, but they will be positive or okay in my culture, right?
Yeah.
So that can be one thing. Second thing is, as we all, as Ms. Afrida mentioned, Mr. Kadir mentioned, we all have pre-notions about certain cultures and certain traditions, right? And third thing also, what I feel is conflicts, history, basically. If we have some previous conflicts, certain wars, it can come in the current conversations, and it may just, unfortunately, create a negative atmosphere sometimes. So I think that are the few things I feel.
What about Mr.?
I highly agree with Ms. Ketaki when she said history. I believe the main reason of all of these conflicts are conditioning. We teach our children, our younglings, of the history that we want them to learn, and in the end, they get conditioned of staying away from certain people, certain cultures, certain languages, certain religion, you name it, and staying away, not understanding, becomes easier than understanding, and then that is how it develops.
And Pinkan, one of the main reason I have to emphasize is media.
Media.
The biggest culprit. I have personally encountered so many people, they have said to me, oh, we believe the media, but when we had a real life scenario, we know what's the truth. Because people could always manipulate the truth and brainwash the people. So I would say this is like one of the main issues that we have a lot of conflict today. Media is such a powerful thing, and so is the AI that is now upcoming, So these are one of the main causes. So I would say read, research, go for the truth, and then you would see the difference.
So Farah, you're always so inspiring, Mr. Olin.
Well, they have mentioned most of the things I want to say, but I would like to add on the be teachable.
Be teachable.
Because those people who are prideful to learn something, they're not open for any communications with other religion or other cultures. And like I said, she mentioned about research. So if you want to start a conversation with a different person, a different culture, you really have to put an effort to it. Because if you really want to consider how they would feel about it, and humility also to listen, active listening.
Active listening.
Yes.
Because there are things that we maybe, like for example, establishing comfortability, you will need to understand their body language, things like that. Beyond spoken language. And kindness. Because sometimes even if our intention is good but our delivery is not, then it will offend the other person. So kindness is very important.
And how we empathize with each other.
Okay, so it starts with you, and then you spread your kindness, and everyone would receive it. Wow. Okay, now for the last question, how do you see this problem? Like, what is your opinion on this problem? And since most of you have already said, how do we solve that? Do you have anything to add? If you want to suggest a way to solve it. Okay, we're gonna start with Mr. Kadir.
A mutual understanding.
Mutual understanding.
Your culture is your culture, my culture is my culture. Then even though they may be some information that may not fit together perfectly, we have to understand that it is the nature of it. It is the differences in culture, and they don't have to fit perfectly in order to coexist together. So I believe mutual understanding is the key.
Okay.
I feel education is the key.
Education,
Yes. Educating people, letting them know about different cultures. Okay, second thing is inclusive environment.
Yes.
Creating inclusive environment at your workplace, in the schools, in the society. I think it is going to help a lot to solve this problem.
Yes.
Anyone to add anything?
Aside from the education from other people, self-education is also important. And like I've mentioned, I think I mentioned the word humility again. Active listening rather than over speaking the person. Try to listen because you're the one trying to learn something from them. Right?
I think I really like Miss Kethaki's one about education. That is what we teachers we do. Recently, I was even telling Mr. Khadi not a week ago, one student came to me and said, Miss Afrida, one thing great about ICRA is the teachers are different nationalities. So these are our learners who are going to go to the society, and we have, they have been exposed. So they'll start respecting of different ethnicities because they've already got exposed. People from so many nationalities. So education, have a open-minded mindset, and I would say travel. Just imagine if it was only a world of Sri Lankans, we would all feel bored. We love to travel because we want to, experience the different culture, the different varieties of food. That makes life interesting.
I totally agree. Young people will be the future leaders, and we have to foster them to become a good person for society
You all are the
in order to lead them.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay, so now we have reached the end of our interview session. Thank you so much, everyone, for your insightful answers. And I believe that your help will surely be the force to, help us move forward to become a better world. But before we end, I would like to ask the viewers that, in your opinion, what are the key reasons behind conflicts? And how can understanding these reasons help you develop solutions that promote peace and justice? All right, guys, that's the end. I want to thank you all again. I really appreciate your help. And we'll see you guys again soon. Bye.